This woman stripped off her outer clothes and crawled into a grave. After lying down next to the corpse, she actually had her brother seal the tomb with wooden boards. The moment the last board was in place, she switched on her camera. She wanted to capture everything that would happen next inside the grave. There's an ancient Indonesian legend that says people who've done terrible things get tortured in their graves after death. The tomb's owner was a real piece of work who had it coming. She wanted to debunk this whole torture in the grave myth with hard evidence. That's why she'd crawled into the tomb. But at midnight, something unexpected happened. The corpse let out a bone-chilling wail and sat straight up. 10 years earlier, Sita's parents ran a bakery. One day, this weird guy came in, coughing his lungs out. Her brother felt bad for him and offered him some water. After drinking, the man muttered something about Allah's blessings and handed her brother a cassette tape. He warned that it was dangerous outside and told the kid not to leave the shop. Right after the strange man left, while her brother was messing with the tape, Sita suddenly screamed. A homeless guy had snatched the cash from the register. Sita immediately told her family, and her parents rushed outside. The next second, a massive explosion rocked the street. The blast was devastating. Sita's parents were among the victims. The cops told the siblings that the man who'd left the tape was the bomber. Turns out he was a religious extremist dying of cancer. He'd done so many horrible things in his life that he was terrified of being punished by God in his grave. So he decided to sacrifice himself as a martyr, hoping for divine forgiveness after death. After giving their statements to the police, Sita took her brother home and found the tape. She needed to know what secrets it held. They played it and heard blood-curdling screams like someone being tortured. The local government placed the orphan siblings in a religious boarding school for orphans. Sita hated everything about the place. Everyone there was devout, and a religious fanatic had killed her parents. In religion class, the teacher said that bad people and non-believers would suffer the most brutal torture in their graves. Angels of judgment would smash their heads with hammers. These teachings didn't convert Sita. Instead, they gave her an idea. Proves there's no torture in graves, and expose religious beliefs as lies. She wanted out. She grabbed her brother and headed to an unguarded forest area. There was a tunnel in the woods, supposedly connected to the outside world. The siblings entered the tunnel and walked all night. By dawn, they'd finally escaped. Fast forward 10 years. Sita now worked as a nurse in a nursing home. For a decade, she'd held on to one goal: disprove the claim that bad people get punished in their graves. That day, she'd finally found the perfect subject, an old man named Zaka who'd molested countless young boys. Sita deliberately got close to Zaka. When they were alone, she confronted him with all his crimes. Zaka was shocked at first, then overwhelmed with remorse. In his old age, he'd somehow developed a conscience and felt guilty about his evil past. Zaka confessed everything. When he learned Sita wanted to use him to test the grave torture legend, he actually killed himself to help her out. After Zaka died, his kids only cared about the inheritance. They dumped the funeral arrangements on the nursing home, which worked perfectly for Sita and her brother. When they buried Zaka, Sita climbed into the grave with her camera to record whether he'd actually be tortured after death. Her brother kept watch outside. While he was zoning out, a black snake slipped into Zaka's grave without anyone noticing. The siblings were completely unaware, and the camera didn't catch the snake either.